So how was I lied about and said I threatened to kill my little sister when I never did? Well, let me explain. I had a shotgun in the back of my van, and I had a shotgun which was my grandfather's shotgun, which meant more to me than the one I had in my car at the time, who I've recently sold to a preacher, by the way. He's a Jewish preacher, by the way, and his name's David. But my point is, my little sister was in the side yard, and I just opened my mouth and talked sometimes. It was none of her business what I was there for, but I just told her because it was my mom's house, you know. Sometimes I just talk because I like to have an open heart. I like to just be honest with people. And so I told her, I said, hey, Margaret Ann, I need to get my shotgun out of the house. And first of all, let me say this. It wasn't even her house. It was my mom's house. She was in the side yard yelling at me like, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. I'm like, first of all, this isn't your house, so you have no authority what you're telling me to do. If Mom wants me to leave, she can ask me to leave. And if I decide not to leave, she can call the police and they can kick me out. But if you ever notice, my mom actually never called the cops to remove me from my house. So let's look into the police records about that, right? Justice system, right? That's what I thought. Oh, is it corrupted? I hope not. Okay, so I told her, I was like, Margaret Ann, she lied to me in the side yard. She was like, oh, you don't need that shotgun. You shouldn't have a weapon. You shouldn't be doing that. No. Like, you can't have that. I'm like, Margaret Ann, first of all, she said something to me like, oh, you'd probably shoot me or something. I'm thinking in my mind. First, I told her, I was like, Margaret Ann, I would never hurt you. Second of all, if I wanted to hurt you, which I never would, I already have another gun. So that makes no sense. And I wouldn't even need a gun. You know what I mean? So I explained that to her, and she took those words and was like, oh, he threatened to kill me. You see how that works? So I already had another weapon in my car. She claimed I was trying to explain to her how I already had another weapon and how I wouldn't even need a weapon to hurt someone. So it literally made no sense what she said. And so she used my explanation of that and went behind my back and lied, said I threatened to kill her. You see how that works? That's what happened. And before I got locked up into that hospital, my uncle doesn't remember this, but he threatened me. He said, oh, Andrew, I know a way where I can get you locked up. You know, I know certain people, you know, I'll have you locked into like a psych ward or something. So he threatened me before she lied about me and did all that petition. And while I was in there, I started speaking to everyone, hey, this isn't right. Just because you're an attorney, just because you know people in the courthouse, you shouldn't be able to treat individuals like this. And my uncle denies any involvement. He said that he had nothing to do with it. He told me he was sorry and all that stuff. But, you know, I still have doubts, like, if he's actually being honest with me, especially now I see, like, I can't really communicate with him as well, especially now that I see my grandfather's land kind of being swindled from me, certain things like this. And then here I am speaking up, and it's like, wow, am I going to get backlash for this? Well, I'm not a coward. God bless. You know, I come in peace. You know, so, I mean, I shot my first deer with a high-powered rifle, like a 300 Magnum, when I was like 10 years old. You know what I mean? I grew up playing SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. Like, that was my childhood, online, competitively. You know what I mean? Like, that was, you know, MP5s, you know, like, whatever. Like, so it's just a bunch of BS, how I've been treated. And, now I'm opening my mouth more, and I'm really happy about it. And I have a head injury. Like, I did have a concussion. I do have different things that I struggle with. And it's like, bro, you can't use that to try to entrap me. Like, that's not right. That's an injustice. So, God bless America. Just for those who are wondering, oh, how did he threaten to kill someone? That's the story. So, God bless. But yeah, again, what is the interest of the people talking about me? What interest do they have? You see? Look into that. That's how justice works. Like, what is the interest of this? Does this person have an interest in lying about this person? Yes, obviously that's the case. Pretty black and white. So, God bless America.